Hi, it's Birdie. Welcome or welcome back. Today I'm taking these 6 ingredients and creating an emergency meal plan for a family for a day. If you only have $10 to get you to payday, then you can do this meal plan and have 3 nutritious meals and a snack if you want the baby carrots as a snack. So first we're going to get started. We need to cut our sausage in 2 to use for 2 of the meals. We're going to get ready making sausage gravy and fried potatoes for breakfast. I'm starting by sorting out my potatoes, so I know I'm going to need 4 baked potatoes for 4 people for either lunch or supper, however you decide to do the plan. And then the rest are going to get peeled. You don't have to peel them, but I'm going to peel and chop them, slice them, or cube them for the other dishes. Here's the progress we're making. I have these potatoes peeled, ready to cut up for fried potatoes, and I picked out 4 nice sized potatoes for baked potatoes, and then these are left for our 3rd meal. And I just wanted to note, if you use a peeler, you waste a lot less. If you need to peel or feel you enjoy that better, peeling the potatoes, a peeler seems to waste a lot less than peeling with a knife. Here's our pound of sausage cooking. And we're going to cook it all at once so that we have a lot of the juices for the gravy. And then it'll all be cooked, and we can just put the others back for later in the day. This is the pile of potatoes we got. I cubed them up so the surface area, you'll have more crispiness. That's how we like them. But you can slice them if you'd like, however you want to do it. You could even roast them in the oven if you don't want to fry them. But here's the sausage, that's half of it. We're just going to get these fried up in some oil. You're probably wondering, why did I choose potatoes for this meal? Well, they're on a good deal now at Aldi for the holiday around Thanksgiving time. But even if you don't have access to the deal, you could get away with a 5-pound bag of potatoes for this meal. Case in point here, there's more than enough for 4 people here, so you wouldn't need an 8-pound bag. We are using a few pantry staples. I have flour here, but if you don't have them, you can still get by with this meal plan. You could just make little patties out of your sausage, half of your sausage, and serve that. Roast your potatoes in the oven. You don't need to make the gravy. Just have fried potatoes and sausage. We like onions in our fried potatoes, but if you notice that we didn't buy any, so we could use these pantry staples. I have onion powder, onion salt, caramelized onion butter, or dehydrated onions you could use. And if you don't have those options, salt and pepper will season up fried potatoes just fine. Lack of other ingredients is one of the reasons I chose sausage, because it is so flavorful. We are using the evaporated milk for the sausage gravy in another dish, so I need to reconstitute it to stretch it. We ended up with 4 cups of milk, and we're going to add some to our sausage gravy, or our sausage, to make the sausage gravy and see what we get. I have my 4 baking taters all washed up, scrubbed, and poked with a fork. And I'm going to put them in the slow cooker on low for about 8 to 10 hours. Here we have the rest of our milk and the rest of our sausage, and that is going to go in the fridge for other meals today. If you don't have flour or don't like the sausage gravy idea, you could always do sort of like a sausage scramble and just fry up your sausage in with your fried potatoes. If you have egg hanging around, you can just add some eggs. If not, fried potatoes and sausage is delicious. Taters look nice and crispy, and the sausage gravy is done. Here are 2 servings of the fried potatoes and sausage gravy. And here are the other 2 servings, still in the pan. For our next meal, or lunch or dinner, we need our baked potatoes from the slow cooker, our reserved sausage that we cooked for breakfast, some slices of cheese, and our chili beans. We're just going to take our chili beans and sausage and warm it up in a pan. Split our potatoes and top with that hot mixture and some melted cheese slices. Heating up the sausage, and remember you want to get the chili beans. That way they're already flavored and in a sauce, so we can have chili topped baked potatoes with melted cheese. Just fluffed my potato, steaming. And now we're gonna top it with our chili mixture and cheese. Thinking about putting the cheese in first and having the hot chili melt it. Maybe put some more on top. Yes, that was a good idea because it immediately started melting. And you can do it however you like. And we have our chili on top and some more cheese to melt. And then we have the rest of our chili and our other 2 potatoes left. Lots of cheese. And here's our chili stuffed baked potatoes with cheese. And I just thought of a really fun idea for your cheese slice. You could take a little cookie cutter of any shape that you have, or cut it out with a knife in stars or hearts or whatever you want, and make your cheese that shape, and put what's left inside the potato and then the decorations on top. Kids would like that. And maybe so would a significant other. Have my baked potato. We made 4 baked potatoes in the slow cooker. I just took the cookie cutter for something a little more fancy and cut out some hearts from our slice of cheese. And I'm just gonna tuck this remnant down into the potato. Gonna melt down there. If you have butter, you could do that. This will stand in nicely for butter. This will melt in no time because it's the plastic cheese, so we'll help it along. Our chili mixture. There's our potato with our remnant of cheese from the cutout hearts tucked down inside, the chili on top, and then the hearts on top just to make it pretty. Doesn't look like a struggle meal at all. Nice hot lunch or supper. We still have our whole bag of baby carrots left to have for snacks throughout the day or as a side. We can make them raw or cooked. It's up to you. I'm working on meal number 3, and I have the rest of our potatoes to peel. I have some bouillon. I did not purchase that. If you don't have any on hand, you can always just use salt and pepper. And our reconstituted condensed milk. And what is left of our cheese. Now remember our baked potatoes. You can use 1 slice per or a little extra. That's up to you. You need some slices, probably at least 6 to 8 for this dish. Not really, but to make it the way I want to make it, I would leave 6 to 8 slices. We don't need the cheese or milk until the very end, so we can put that back in the refrigerator. I have my cut up potatoes in the slow cooker, And you can do this on top of the stove too if you like. You're basically just softening your potatoes in, I just covered it with water. My bouillon's in there and my pepper. If you want to use salt, onion powder, whatever you have, you just need to soften your potatoes, and then towards the end of the cooking, you want to add your slices of cheese, let them melt, stir that in, and your milk, and then just let it heat up enough that it's hot, and you have some yummy potato cheese soup. And later here, I'm going to show you another way to kick it up a little bit, make it even better if you have some basic items on hand. I just covered it with water. You could also use chicken broth if you have that on hand. If you don't want to use bouillon or salt, just salt. You can also add your baby carrots to your potato soup for a little more color and nutrition. Or again, have them on the side. Just doing our last step for our cheesy potato soup. I have the cheese all laid in there, the first layer anyway. I'm going to stir that in. And then I'm going to do another layer and add in the milk. That was our reconstituted evaporated milk. Just going to stir that in there. Ooh, we're steaming up. And our soup is done. You can't see the taters in there. The broth is abundant. A little more abundant than I remember, and I think it's because I don't usually reconstitute the soup, but I did that for the sausage gravy. So maybe just do half and leave the other half alone. A way to make this even better, if you have some buns or bread stuck in the freezer because it was going to go stale, you could cube it up and fry it in a pan with some oil or butter, or even cube it up and hit it with some nonstick spray and toast it in the oven, and then roll it in some seasonings and have your own homemade croutons for on top of your soup, or just serve on the side like garlic bread. I just used some regular bread and cubed it up, a little butter or olive oil, and sprinkled it with garlic powder and Italian seasonings. You can use whatever you have and just toast it up. And I always do this when I make potato soup. Pappy's a meatosaurus. He's definitely a carnivore. So when I make a meatless meal, I do something to fancy it up for him. And this is one of the things I came up with. Another thing you can do is if you have any bacon bits. I told you Pappy was a meatosaurus. He's not a vegisaurus, that's for sure. But he has this nice big bag of crumbled bacon, little crumbled bacon on top, chives maybe, dried chives, or if you have a garden and it's still producing, some fresh parsley or chives would be delicious too. To mine, I just added some freshly ground pepper, black pepper, and my homemade croutons. And Pappy has some bacon bits and homemade croutons, pepper. Nice hot lunch for a chilly winter day.